All right, we're back with the trade journal for Sunday, October the 23rd, 2022. All right, and the PulseWave reports are out. Everything has been updated. So you can refresh your browsers and you can check it out. All right, so taking a look at where we are in the crypto space, taking a look at Ethereum and Bitcoin. So, as you know, myself personally, I stood on the sidelines over the weekend, and here we are. So, since Friday, the market has continued to rally in your Ethereum, and you can see we went all the way up to 1335 today. 1335. Okay, so the market has continued to break out, and it doesn't appear that that the market is going to be stopping anytime soon. So definitely, we're getting up near a resistance point now in the Ethereum. So I'm not sure how much longer the uptick will last, but just looking at things overall, it would appear that the market is testing the upper end of the sideways trading channel. So that's kind of like where we are right now. And like I said, I don't know how much longer that's going to last, but I think we'll probably continue to move higher into the week as the Sunday's night session kicks off. So that's just something to watch. I think the market will continue to run from these current levels. So what I would do is I would just, you know, set and see what the market's going to do. Let the market decide what it wants to do at this stage, because at the end of the day, that's what we do. We wait for the best signals and then we take advantage accordingly. And that's how I like to approach it. I like to let the market come to me, let the market tell me what needs to be done. So once again, that's my thinking on it. So we'll see. We'll probably know a little bit more once that 6 o'clock evening time comes. So what I'm going to do is cancel all of my orders that never got filled for the last couple of days, and I'm going to wait, and we'll see what happens at 6 o'clock today. Like I said, it's uncertain how much longer, how many more days we got, I should say, in this. There's just no way of knowing how far, how wide, how much longer we're going to up move like this. But you can see these resistance zones. We are in a trading range. It's been well established. This is the bar right here from October the 14th, and it's a bullish pointer. So I'm expecting that the market will continue to trade at the higher end of the range, and then as the week goes on, it'll be ready to fall back down and test the lower ends of the range. And I think we'll just keep oscillating back and forth as the days go on. So just keep that in mind as you're moving forward. I think the intraday triggers are fine, but I think it's going to be more contingent upon the daily triggers at this point. I think the daily triggers will probably highlight those areas of resistance for us a little bit smoother. And that's what I'm going to be really watching for. If you notice, the markets moved sideways for like a week in the stock indices. And then on Friday, we explode out of nowhere after falling earlier during the session. The market explodes, and the Dow and everything hits new intraday highs, and the dailies are triggered, and then the market rallies into the close. Sometimes you have late day rallies like that, and because it's a bear market, rallies often occur more violently and more often out of nowhere. sort of like a rogue storm, if you will. And I think that's what we're going to be watching for. And you have a lot. Look at these bullish pointers. I mean, this is just some insane price action. Look at this. This is insanity. 20,640 on the top and 18,108 on the low. That is insane. A 2,600 point price swing in just one bar. And then it did it again here on September the 27th. And then it did it again here on September 30th. So you had 3 major bullish pointer days, extreme volatility days. I could see having one every, couple of years or so, but to have several back to back within a week's span is unusual. So when you start seeing volatility spikes like that are unusual, you have to look at what the prevailing trend is. And that's the part of the market you watch. Because when the market decides that it's had enough and it wants to relock in on the longer term trend, which is a down trend, you don't want to be left holding the bag. All right. You do not want that. You don't want to be the last man without a chair to sit down once that happens. Okay. So be careful, tread lightly and let the market tell you what it wants to do. Don't try to second guess anything, if you will. All right. That's the biggest thing I can tell you moving forward. You want to be extremely cautious at these levels. Okay. And yeah, man, I know YouTube loves to suppress things, suppressing these notifications. Yeah, this is the oh boy, hold on for a second. Did I hit the wrong video? This is the pre-market PulseScan video, isn't it? I thought I was hitting the trade journal video. Oh well, I guess we are here. Okay, man. All right. This is funny, man. I'm thinking I'm doing the trade journal video, and we're doing the pre-market PulseScan video. Oh well. Let's switch gears then. Yeah, man. It's funny you mentioned Japan, man. Japan is, man, the news. Where so far I heard that the Bank of Japan's head person was stepping down, and I also heard, I saw how London is about to have its 3rd prime minister within a year. Just so much bizarro world things are happening, man. Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. These are crazy times. It's really unfathomable what we are seeing, what we are witnessing each and every day. But that doesn't make it any less real. What we are seeing, what we are experiencing is very real. It's indeed very real. So we're going to be watching and really focusing, laser focus sights on what's taking place. I'm being very cautious. I believe we're going to have a pretty high percentage of possibilities this week. I think Sunday night, tonight kicks it off. It's always the most opportune time to have a position is on Sunday nights when the market's open. If you trade futures or forex or crypto, that is your vantage point. That is the opportune time to initiate positions for the week. The latecomers come after 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard New York time on Monday. But we get in the market Sunday night. So whatever explosion is going to happen You get to capture all of that. And then it puts you in a position where you can just go ahead and just take profit once the morning session comes and once it opens, which is hilarious. So with that being said, let's go ahead and look at these charts. Let me go ahead and pull some up so we can move on, because this is going to be interesting. Friday's close was very forth-telling as well for us. And we can gather a few things. We can glean a few nuggets from it, because remember, the Bitcoin and Ethereum futures is going to not just lead the crypto market, but on the weekends, it follows the crypto market. And then the crypto market moves to whatever the futures is doing. It's really an interesting dynamic. So if there is a gap up, which it does appear there will be a gap up on Monday, that means the market needs to back and fill the gap, right? So on Bitcoin and Ethereum, I already showed you those charts. We've been rallying since Friday. So it makes sense that when the market opens on Monday, the market can decide that it wants to back and fill right then and there, or it can wait and do it on Tuesday and let the market rally on Monday. So it's very interesting, to say the least. Very, very interesting what we are seeing, how the markets are moving and what the markets are deciding, how they, how people are positioning. So I'm really looking forward to see how that works and what that looks like. All right, so give me just a second here. I'll pull something up for you. All right, just need to double check. All right, here we go. I'm ready to share my screen now. Okay. All right, so here's the Japanese yen. It's just been stretched, absolutely stretched. And then on Friday, what happens? We get this parabolic bar to the downside right after hitting a fresh 52-week high. It did it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days in a row of hitting new 52-week highs in the yen, in the dollar yen. So it looks like it's finally topped out and wants to start correcting. You know what I mean? So top of the Kumo cloud at 140 is where it looks like it wants to go. That's 700 pips, man. It could get fast and furious and quite ugly to the downside. So you're going to want to definitely be prepared for that. And then here is our counter argument, which is our euro yen. Now, again, the euro yen is our indicator for the SP 500, for the U.S. stock indexes. And as you can see, it had a big down day on Friday as well, and it has now put itself in an official correction state. And we have a crash alert to start the week off tonight. And 142 to 141 is the downside target. That's at least 300 to 400 pips down low. Looking at the NASDAQ 100 by way of the QQQ, and you can see you're still sideways. The bulls have the nod. I think the market will try to get back up to the $300 mark, but that's what we got. It's not like it was this big move. It just looks like it, but it's not. Take a look at silver by way of SLV, and it popped up, right? And so we have a rally alert for this one, looking for the rally to continue. And I think that it will probably do so, as long as the price can settle above that Kumo cloud. Looking at the S&P 500 by way of the SPY, same thing. We get a nod to the bulls. We got a rally alert for tomorrow, a continuation. I think the market's going to try to get back up to the bottom of the Kumo cloud, and that's around the $400 mark. So you got at least about a $25 run coming your way in the S&P 500. As far as bonds by way of ticker TLT, and again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row of new 52-week lows in the bonds. This is just absolutely mind-boggling. This bear market in bonds is just collapsing, man. I see no end in sight. Absolutely no end in sight. The pain is real. Here's your US dollar by way of the UUP, and we got a crash alert to start things off for Monday. All right, this is very into that thing. Very, very into that thing. All right, you want to see how the pound's been getting pounded? That's what you want to see? All right, I think I might be able to help you out on that one. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Let's see if I can help you out. If I can do a little something for you. All right, here is the pound sterling. And as you can see here, came all the way down several days of 52-week lows. And then the market says rally alert. And we've been rally alerting since then. And now we just hit a new weekly low on Friday and made a small little bearish pointer and started to relock in on the downside on Friday. So we're looking at the market to move lower to start the week off tonight. All right. So this one's more in a neutral to bearish position on the pound. All right. So neutral to bearish on the pound to start the week off. All right. And here is, let's see, let's look at gold where I saw silver. Here's gold by way of GLD. You got a rally alert here. Bottom of the Kumo cloud at 160 is the initial upside target. So gold's looking bullish while silver is saying, I don't want to play anymore. So very interesting mix that we got here. And then here is crude oil by way of ticker OIH. And you can see crude oil is galloping. It wants to run. So the bulls have the nod. We're looking for upside continuation to start the week off there. Very interesting turn of events. And as far as your Dow is concerned, the nod goes to the bulls. Looks like the market wants to get back up to around 320, 325. So definitely the nod is going to the bulls on this one. It's interesting how the euro yen is leading the way down while the stock market still says, I have at least a day or two left in me to run. That's basically the message I'm getting from the stock market in the U.S. Here's your Russell My Hustle by way of IWM. And you can see here we got a rally alert. We're looking for a continuation pattern. The market's going to try to first get to 180. And if it can clear that, then the bottom of the Kumo cloud around 185 is the upside initial target for the diamonds. And then looking at miners, here's your gold miners, GDXJ. And you can see we got a rally alert here for Monday's trading, not too far away from the bottom of the Kumo cloud, but we'll set the initial target at $31. I think that's where it's going to start running into major resistance for the GDXJ. All right, so here is Bitcoin futures. And as you know, Bitcoin is up. I showed you that. And notice, what do we have here? A bot check, a positive bot check for Friday. So on the close on Friday, we picked up a major bot check. That's what this diamond represents, all right? So that means that this market's going to gap up on the open and then run. So we're getting closer to that 21 to 22,000 in upside resistance zone that I think is, where the market is feeling comfortable at where it wants to go. So very interesting on that one. Then last but not least, taking a look here at Ethereum on the futures. We know that market is up too, and we have a rally alert that we got from Friday on the futures on the close. So we know the market wants to head higher. I think 1,500 is going to be our psychological resistance on this one. I'm going to say this. All right. So Martin 58 says nuclear war would kill the crypto markets. No one wants Bitcoin when all is nuked. Limited strikes may still happen, though. Okay, what I'm about to say is controversial. This is my opinion. This is my opinion. Everyone is entitled to their opinions. All right. I believe in free speech. All right. So this is my opinion. In my opinion, there will be no nuclear war. Okay. That's right. I believe that nukes are as real as the globe. All right. I believe there are no nukes. Nukes do not exist in the form and fashion that they have told you that they do. They claim that the US is the only place that's used them in history. All right. In the War of Japan. I beg to differ. That was more like napalm and carpet bombing type missiles that were used to basically set fire to the place, which is totally different than a nuke. All right. Totally different than a nuke. It was not a nuke. All right. I want people to understand this too. If they really did exist and people really did have access to them, even a small one, even the backpack ones they say or whatever, don't you think that out of all the so-called crazy people that your US government told you was crazy, don't you think they would have used them by now, regardless of mutually assured destruction? Rational people don't care about that. See, that's where they get you, and that's, to me, that's where they lose the logical argument. Because if you're saying you want to keep reason, and in order to keep reason, you have to take weapons away from the unreasonable. Why do you need to take weapons away from the unreasonable if you can just talk to them? It doesn't make sense. Think about it. A person that you have deemed as an enemy of the state and is unreasonable, and you can't talk to them, you can't do anything with them, right? Guess what? You don't have to worry because they're unreasonable, right? And the US normally would just go to war with those people anyway. But when you have people whom are not your enemy and who are not unreasonable, you would see no problem in them so-called having nukes too. Now they claim that, India has them, China has them, Iran has them, Soviet Union has them, and the US has them. And I think Pakistan or one of those places have them. Again, we have said that there are these crazy lunatics that have been, using chemical attacks on their people and their countries, butchering their countries, genocide, all that stuff, right? How come not one single nuke was used? You would think that an unreasonable person that you say hates the U.S. and its freedom would have been used one. Look at all the numerous attacks on U.S. soil. Not one of them was a nuke. Don't you think it would have been just as easy for them to use a nuke out of all the so-called bombings on American soil? All I'm saying is unreasonable people are unreasonable, and they don't think rationally. So if you think that unreasonable and irrational people have these bombs already, don't you think they would have used them? Because again, an unrational person, an unreasonable person doesn't care about reason and rationality. The argument that the U.S. uses is that, well, the reason why it's never been used because of mutually assured destruction. But again, someone who is insane is irrational and illogical, and they're not thinking about reason. They're just thinking about their agenda. They want to hurt someone. So there's what's stopping them. Mutually assured destruction is not stopping someone who is insane. Mutually assured destruction is not stopping a maniac who wants to hurt people. They will find a way to do it, and they don't care about the consequences. So there's really been no real proof that these things exist, except for the government telling you they exist. And there's a bunch of information out there. There are documentaries, books, interviews, you name it. They say it doesn't exist. It's all a lie, just like the ball Earth, just like macroevolution is a lie, just like we landed on the moon is a lie. You can't land on a non-physical object. There are no planets. They're non-physical objects. But of course, they have to tell you that they are. Whoa, did y'all see that? Wow, YouTube algorithm isn't telling me they don't like what I'm talking about. They totally dropped my laugh feed got cut out. Oh man. Oh man. I guess we better move on from that topic then, because they don't like it. See, it's like we have to do private stuff where they're not listening, man. They just actually I got kicked out. I got kicked out of the live feed. It literally kicked me out. I was talking, and right in the middle of me speaking, I get kicked out of my own live stream. It kicked me right out. Oh man, I'm saying things they don't like, you guys. Oh boy. All right. Well, hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. That was very weird. That was very weird and very convenient. Very convenient. Didn't like what I was saying. Look, the whole time we were doing the video, we was fine. And then as soon as I started saying things they ain't like, they cut me off. It kicked me out of my own live feed. Wow. And by the way, just for the record, I have the highest broadband internet package that anyone can get. I have the most expensive package you can think of. It is very expensive. And I have mad juice over here. And I don't have any, I rarely have issues with my internet. So for that to happen, that's very sus. I have like a zillion devices wirelessly hooked up at my location and LAN connected to, and nothing flickered. So they can't say, "Oh, it was just your internet. Your internet just keeps." No, everything else is fine. All my other devices and stuff are fine. That was not a brownout. The power's still working. The internet did not go out. That was YouTube kicking me off because they didn't like what I was saying. I know, man. I know. I know. Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to do a private joint talking about stuff. Um yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that, man. I remember that. Um and don't forget too on Coast to Coast AM when that guy called in about Area 51, and they came and his not only did the call get disconnected, but everything in the studio got disconnected. Everything just went out. All of their devices and stuff that's not even connected to that. Just crazy stuff. No, the technology that exists, I'm familiar with the scalar technology and microwave type stuff and harp type stuff, but it's not a thermonuclear device. I'm sorry, it's not. It's just not. How can you trust a government that lies to you about everything and anything, and even things that have nothing and no reason to lie about, that make no sense and where no one benefits? They lie about that too. So anyway, I'm off that soapbox, man. We'll save it. How about us doing I'll do a pre-market PulseWave live podcast tomorrow morning, Lord willing, and then we can talk about some stuff then. All right. I'm gonna roll out, man. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day, and happy trading, everybody. And yes, the PulseWave reports are out, so just refresh your dashboard on your browser. And I'm out. Don't forget to smash that like button. And remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And I'm out. Peace.